Liverpool versus Sheffield United. What a game, man. Honestly, I was very nervous going into that second half, especially after the own goal by Connor Bradley. It was a hard fought victory, but a well earned and deserved victory for Liverpool. Before we jump into everything, please make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button if you love the content, so we can continue to grow this channel. We can continue to grow our community as Liverpool supporters. So I appreciate all of you who are already subscribed, and anyone who decides to subscribe after this, I appreciate you even more. So let's jump right into the match reaction. What can you say about Alexis MacAlister? I think he is in contention for being the best midfielder in the world right now. If he is not the best midfielder in the world right now, I don't know very too many other midfielders that are playing at that level at the moment. I'd probably throw Declan Rice in there. I'd probably throw Rodri in there, maybe Jude Bellingham. But what he's doing to this Liverpool midfield is it's unbelievable. And just within the past, I want to say since January, maybe 3 or 4 months or so, he's completely transformed Liverpool and the way that they play. They have someone that can literally unlock defenses at will, can bomb one in from long range, can hit huge diagonals, amazing control on the ball, almost never loses it, can play pretty much any position in midfield. He reminds me actually a lot of Steven Gerrard. Obviously, a completely different build, a little bit more technical with the ball control and the dictation of the game and stuff like that. Where Stevie was more of like a driver, he's more of a controller, right? I don't think we've ever had a player like like him before in our history, and I'm excited about him. He's a special player, and it might be bargain of the century. Getting him for like what 32 million or something like that was an absolute steal, and he's only made that investment look better and better because he's played better than he did last season. This season, definitely my man of the match. I was like watching it and I was like, I don't want McAllister to be man of the match again. I want to talk about a different player in one of these. But guess what? He stole the show again, stole the show late. And I think the biggest takeaway that we can take away from this whole thing about Alexis McAllister is that his best position is number 8. He is not a number 6. He can play the role. Obviously, he did in that first half. But as soon as Jurgen Klopp made the substitution and he put Joe Gomez in that holding midfielder role and let Maka kind of get forward and kind of dictate the game, it changed everything. And I'll say that I was a little worried about some of those substitutions going into it, mainly because he took McAllister off, he took Szoboszlai off, a lot of our more creative players. But those substitutions ended up changing the game, and it was a Klopp masterclass today on how to use substitutions, how to capitalize in the last 10 to 15 minutes. And I'll talk a little bit about that a little bit more in a much more broader context and why we can be hopeful in winning this title based off of Jurgen Klopp's previous track records and home stretches, right? That's kind of like his thing. He loves leaving it late. But as for Alexis McAllister, he's special. He's a special player. And all you can really say is boom with that goal. That's all you can really say, right? Darwin, amazing, amazing effort today. He works his ass off for the team, obviously. Darwin is one of those players that when you have him, you love having him on your team. You hate having him, seeing him line up against you, right? And he's one of those players that when he's gone, I think we're gonna miss him more than we actually appreciate him now. It's kind of like Roberto Firmino, right? Roberto Firmino was like one of those players that's like, man, I kind of miss Bobby. But when we had him, we didn't, all the way appreciate him as much as we probably should. And Darwin doesn't have a similar style of play, but I think he's going to leave a similar impression when he does eventually move on. But this stat about Darwin actually kind of blew my mind a little bit, which shows that he's probably one of the most elite strikers in the Premier League, if not in Europe right now, which is absolutely insane. So check this out. Darwin Nunez has been involved in 15 goals for Liverpool in all competitions in 2024, not for the entire season, right? In 2024, basically from January up until this date. 15 goals, the most of any Premier League player. That's 10 goals and 5 assists. He is elite, which brings him up to 18 goals and 12 assists for the season, which puts him at 30 goal contributions, which is only going to put him 10 away from hitting that 40 mark that I predicted that he would hit by the end of the season, which he totally can. And when we're talking about 40 goal contributions, you're talking about an elite level player. You're talking about a player that's in the conversation for Ballon d'Ors. But he's not, which is the crazy thing. And I think him, McAllister, Diaz, a lot of these Liverpool players, even Mohamed Salah, as we all know, they don't get enough love as they probably should in the media for some of the work that they're doing. Liverpool have essentially the second best offense in the league right now, only behind Arsenal, who've kind of stat padded that a little bit, playing against some of the weaker teams in the last handful of weeks. Liverpool is amazing. What they're doing is impressive. And I'm gonna make another video about how some people are saying it's more of like a manager backed thing. They're running off vibes. I mean, the stats prove that they're not running off vibes. They're running off of skill. This is a skillful Liverpool team and probably one of the better ones that we've seen in a long time. Is it that legendary team that did the league and did the Champions League? Is it to that level just yet? Nah, that team was blowing everybody away. But this team is really, really good. It's different. It feels different. I know we called that team the mentality monsters, but this team is like showing even more grit, even more determination, and you just know you score against them, it's doomsday. You're going to end up losing 2-3, 3-1, and in the last 15 minutes, you better hold on to your seat because they're coming for you full force, and they're going to score 2, 3, 4 goals within the last 15 minutes. I think they're number one in the league in that category. Another big takeaway: Robbo. Robbo is still one of the best left backs in the world. And you can see what happens when you give Robbo license to get forward when there's another traditional wing back on the other side in Connor Bradley. He changed the game single-handedly, in my personal opinion. He was one of the better performers today. He set up that McAllister goal. He made the McAllister goal happen, and then that beautiful cross in from the left wing, that patented left boot, almost as famous as Trent's, right? Swinging that thing in, curving it, making it easy for Cody to get his confidence up. I'm really excited to see what happens if we do end up getting Ruben Amorim, what he ends up doing with Andy Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold. I'll be very, very interested, knowing that he uses wing backs in really unique ways. So I'd love to see both of those guys get unlocked. They're two players that we know can get 20 assists a season. We've seen it. We've seen two wing backs, and they were playing right and left back, not even wing back like our Amorim system. Left back and a right back get close to 20 assists each in a season. So very, very exciting times. Cody Gakpo is back. Let's not forget about Cody. He's had a rough couple weeks. If you've seen my short, you know how much I appreciate Cody in his game. Now he's up to 14 goals and assists, which is one of the highest in the league. So let's not forget that. It's actually, I think he's at 21 in all competitions, which is more than Lucho, the guy that's displacing him. So great to see him back in the team, and you can see how much it meant to the team, right? When that goal was scored in the celebrations, you could see how much it meant to Jurgen. You could see how much it meant to the bench. You could see how much it meant to Darwin Nunez. Go back and watch that goal. Darwin almost celebrated like he scored the goal, and you could just see the relief come off of Cody's shoulders. And I'm so happy to see that. I'm glad he got a goal. I'm glad he's breaking through. But we own that last 15 minutes. We move. This is a very important time period right now for Liverpool. We know that. Getting this result was crucial. It was a little bit of a scare, but now we move on to Manchester United, and we know that this is a must-win game against Man United. We've been slipping up against them lately, but this game we have to win. But if we play like we played today, we show grit, we show desire, and Maka continues to control things from the midfield, and our forwards end up showing up, I think we get past them. I think we get past them. And we get past Man United, I think we win this thing. I think we win this thing. And the stat that I wanted to share with you guys before I let you guys go is that Jurgen Klopp has actually a better record than both Pep Guardiola and Mikel Arteta in the last home stretch of the season, in the past 3 seasons. He's gotten the most points out of all three of them in the last 3 seasons in home stretches. Klopp knows how to finish strong. Whether we're fighting for a top 4 finish or we're fighting for a title, Klopp knows how to get max points out of these last games. And I think we're only going to see the best moving forward. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you so much for doing so. The more that you guys like and subscribe, the more that we grow, the more content we're able to put out. But we appreciate you a whole ton. Thanks for tuning in to Unconformed, and we will see you guys on Sunday. Peace.